What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andy and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And on today's video guys, I will show you several quite interesting news. First of all, I will show you that Charles Gasparina became active again and he's trying to push our case down again, and I have to say that in my opinion it is quite good sign. Then I will continue with the due diligence that proves that Charles Gasparina is completely irrelevant and he is wrong in regards to our case. On top of that, I will show you an update from Scott Roth, and I will show you that the retail community in general, not related to our case, are also trying to fix the problem of the wrongdoers on the US stock market. And at the end of this video, I will show you an update from one of the community members in regards to the potential bombshell that will be dropped within next 24 to 48 hours. And before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section for whatever reasons you want. And let's start with this tweet from Charles Gasparina. If you don't know who this person is, he wrote a couple of articles that were published, I guess, in Wall Street Journal or somewhere in Forbes. And we have basically a set of articles not only from Charles himself, but from James J. Angel and other persons. And all of these people are trying to push our case down. And just recently, Charles Gasparina became active again. And he wrote this. Breaking news. Regulatory sources tell Fox Business the change in tone from Ralph Norman and other GOP congressional leaders away from FINRA culpability in the MMTLP situation came after meetings between congressional staff with regulators examining the matter, where regulators explained the good reasons why FINRA stepped in to stop trading when it did. And guys, ask yourself about this tweet. Why did he start to do it again? Was it some kind of pre-planned actions in order to discredit our community, or potentially it is his own efforts and his own so-called investigation where he tries to make more damages, more mental damages to MMTLP shareholders? I think he's not so clever in terms of this type of tweets. That is why we have to know these people. But we shouldn't rely on this information at all. And let me show you why. RareDD explained it perfectly well, and he responded to this tweet the following information. Regulatory sources? Which ones? The FINRA UPC committee that was in charge of initiating the U3 halt while also representing firms that were short MMTLP. So guys, it was a pure conflict of interest, and in the first sentence RareDD disclosed it, and he reminded about this to Charles Gasparina. He also added, if I'm not mistaken, Ralph Norman changed his tone when the SEC filed charges against Burda and Palikars for their alleged actions before MMTLP ever existed. The charges had nothing to do with MMTLP. And this is the crucial point. You shouldn't mix both of these cases. Next one. It's obvious they heard Norman's Dennis Neal interview and how FINRA's response with references to Atlas made Norman think that it was in reference to company insiders. The SEC took it a step further by filing charges, and of course everyone is guilty until proven innocent, right? Clearly it didn't have the desired effect. This has to be why Gasback has been reactivated, said Ha, and he also added this. If you want your lie to sound legitimate and also prevent anyone from being able to fact-check you, just use terms like regulatory sources. Also, on your resume, you can put a verified reference instead of an actual name and phone number for a real reference. So guys, I think RareDD is quite funny person in general, but his due diligence is extremely important and extremely thoroughly made. And that is why I highly suggest you to follow his Twitter account in order to have the most recent update from him. On top of that, he also wrote this tweet. Recently, Polikaros, former CEO of MMAT, provided a statement under oath regarding events leading up to the MMTLP corporate action. Because his statement is backed by the penalty of perjury, how strange would it be if he later modified the statement? This is what FINRA did. FINRA's FAQs for MMTLP, of course, are not backed by a penalty of perjury, but FINRA has cited their FAQs in multiple lawsuits, where perjury is on the table. This might explain FINRA's choices, such as selecting a real estate attorney in one of their lawsuits. FINRA's in-house counsel wouldn't want to knowingly cite a false document, but in choosing an attorney unaware of the falsities, they were able to mostly get away with it so far. Omission can also be an example of perjury. We don't know who wrote the FAQs, but we know that FINRA CEO Robert W. Cook has cited them in responses to Congress, so it's interesting that he didn't insist that the events on December the 5th of 2022 be included. On December the 5th of 2022, George Polikaros and the Council of Companies involved contacted Cook and the rest of FINRA's executive team concerning the MMTLP corporate action. And guys, this information was written in George Polikaros' statement that he published just recently. This information is very material, as it shows that Cook was aware of a concern and that he shouldn't have also been aware that Sam Drady and FINRA's fraud department, UPC liaison Patricia Casimates and OTC Corporate Actions team, Militant Banks, were all in contact with the SEC regarding the corporate action. And guys, he added the letter that was written by George Polikaros, which he wrote under the penalty of perjury, and he basically can repeat all his statements under the oath in any courts, in any lawsuit, and that is why we have to rely on this information that was provided by George Polikaros rather than information that was provided by FINRA, and it is quite obvious. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. Scott Trott wrote this question basically 13 hours ago, and he wrote it. A short 4:11 call. Can someone out there send me the excerpt from the FINRA beatdown? I think it was a month ago, where the screenshot had the highlighted red and yellow text showing that Citadel was laundering short sales through its Irish subsidiary, and UBS was actually spunked by FINRA for reporting its overseas subsidiaries' short positions offloaded from the US exchanges. And guys, you know that Scott Trott is extremely active, and he is consistently improving his lawsuit, and that is why he has to have the most recent and the most thoroughly discovered information, and that is why, guys, we as a community can help him to have this information. And Sway wrote this, maybe this, and he refers to the tweet that was written by Murdoch, the Meta guy, on August 21st, and let me quote to this in details. Response to open letter. FINRA says they can't get the audited share count. FINRA's website says at any time they can by means of independent audit. International firms can as well provide figures, as we see here in the third picture. FINRA fined UBS for reporting shorts in America. And guys, take a look at these screenshots. FINRA is unable to conduct the request certified, audited and consolidated count of shares that were held by all US and foreign financial institutions described in your letter. As we have previously noted, FINRA lacks the authority and data necessary to regularly obtain such information. Pursuant to the Exchange Act, FINRA's regulatory authority is limited to overseeing the conduct of FINRA member firms and their associated persons. And this is the letter, the official response from FINRA that was provided by Robert W. Cook in response to the Ralph Norman letter, Ralph Norman's set of questions that was prepared by him and his office, and that was signed by 74 members of Congress. On top of that, Murdoch, the Meta guy, also added these several screenshots. So 4140 audit, the rule 4140. FINRA may at any time, due to concerns regarding the accuracy or integrity of a member's financial statements, books and records, or prior audited financial statements, direct any member to cause an audit to be made by an independent public accountant of its accounts, or cause an examination to be made in accordance with the attestation, review, or consultation standards prescribed by the AICPA. Such audit or examination shall be directed pursuant to authority exercised by FINRA's Executive Vice President charged with oversight for financial responsibility, or his or her written officer delegate, and shall be made in accordance with such requirements as FINRA may prescribe. So guys, I think it is a completely opposite rule that contradicts to this response that was written in the letter, in the answer of Robert W. Cook. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. This is another part of the letter, and let me quote to this. FINRA has told its members that using separate legal entities to execute short positions negates any requirement of their US-based affiliate or parent company to report short interest. FINRA has even gone as far as punishing firms that have reported their overseas short positions in the United States. UBS Securities LLC was punished for not ensuring offshore short positions were kept separate from the US reporting obligations. So guys, and this fact shows that at least UBS Securities, and in this list you can find other companies like Citadel Securities Ireland, Goldman Sachs, and other major banks and financial companies that potentially could give this information to FINRA, but for some reasons it didn't happen. And guys, I have to say that this is a very important information that Scott Roth can use in his litigation. But on top of that, guys, take a look at this tweet. Scott Roth wrote this, "Go get them, boys," and he refers to the tweet that was written by Frank Ness, and he wrote, "Market, Citadel is now named in a RICO lawsuit in Georgia." And if you click on this link, you will see that Citadel is now named in a RICO lawsuit in Georgia, and this lawsuit is a completely new lawsuit against Citadel Securities, and we know that Citadel is the defendant in Scott Roth case as well. And this case, this RICO lawsuit, is the third RICO lawsuit against them. But in general, guys, I have to say that it is not related to MMTLP saga at all. But it is extremely important to file as many RICO lawsuits as possible, because as Scott Roth said, we have to win just one fight, and authorities should win all of them in order to protect themselves. That is why, guys, the more lawsuits we have, the more chances we have to win this battle. And this is extremely important for us as a retail community in general. On top of that, guys, again, take a look on the list of the companies of the wrongdoers, where you can find Citadel, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and other companies. Take a look right here. Christian Shaughnessy wrote this. Citigroup, the parent company of Citibank, reported $104.176 billion in securities sold and not yet purchased for the period ended June 30th of 2024. And guys, she refers to the tweet that was written by Max Squeezy the cow, and this so-called securities sold and not yet purchased is a clear evidence that something is wrong with these companies, and these companies potentially might be involved in the illegal naked shorting of a lot of companies on the US stock market, because during just last couple of years, this number of securities sold and not yet purchased rised from tens or hundreds of million dollars to hundreds of billion dollars, and in total I think we have more than $1 trillion of this position from major companies that basically illegally shorted a lot of US companies. Why I think that they illegally shorted them? Because in my opinion, and we have basically all the evidence of this, it is a rabbit hole of fail to deliver shares. And when company cannot deliver these shares within just a couple of days, because we have T+2 rule, they don't have any obligation to close their position. They just can leave it like this, and they can collect all the money from this short position as their own money. And this is the loophole that should be discovered much deeper than it discovered right now. And we have to close this rabbit hole, and we have to save and protect the stock market in general. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. Marcus wrote this tweet, and I have to say that Marcus is quite new member of MMTLP community. That is why he thinks basically outside of the box, and for now he investigates all the details of the previous lawsuits, of all the documents that we have, and he's trying to do his due diligence, and he makes his own conclusions. And let me quote you this tweet that he published just several hours ago. He wrote, "In the next 24 to 48 hours, I will be dropping my latest deep dive into MMTLP fiasco, and trust me, this is going to shake things up. What I've uncovered could be the key to exposing even more crimes that have been hidden in a plain sight. The evidence I've stumbled upon is not just compelling, it's explosive. New crimes, new breaches, it's all coming to light. But before I reveal everything, I have one question for you. How many rules beyond Rule 6490 do you think FINRA has broken?" And guys, to be honest, I have no idea what the correct answer is, but let's answer 10 to 15. And you can see that the majority of the people who responded to this poll thinks that it is more than 15 rules that were violated by FINRA. So, time will tell, and we have not more than 48 hours till this major bombshell is dropped, and that is why, guys, stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.